It's finally time to harvest our garlic. So in today's video, I show you what you need to know to determine when it's the right time for your garlic, how to harvest it, and what to do afterwards. So let's get started. I'm Steffi. I'm a home gardener here in Attleboro, Massachusetts. It's zone 6, and I love to take you along for the ride. So welcome to my channel. So let's talk here a little bit. What are the indications to know that the garlic is ready to harvest? Here in our northern climate in Massachusetts, we grow only hardneck garlic because that's the garlic which is cold hardy. If you are in a southern climate, you probably already harvested your garlic. Nevertheless, you are most likely growing soft neck garlic, which has no spine in the stalk. So it's soft, as the name says. The hardneck garlic has like a flower stalk coming through the entire plant, which gives it a really tough and hard structure, so they don't flop. The soft neck garlic is ready when it basically flops like an onion when you harvest it. But for the hardneck garlic, the indication that the garlic is ready to harvest is on the bottom when the leaves are here dry. You want to aim for 2 to 3 leaves really crisp and dry on the bottom, which we have on most of them. Those ones, the 2 rows here on the left, I probably could have harvested a little bit earlier already, but I only want to harvest everything at once, so I like kind of wait until everything is ready. For that reason, that is why we're doing it all today. So how to harvest the garlic. So the intuition is just to pull it up, but that is not a good thing to do with a hardneck garlic because it typically sits like 2 to 3 inches below soil level, and those dang roots have been developing since November last year. They are sitting typically tight. So what I typically do is I use a little trowel, dig in carefully around it, and then just give it a lift up from the bottom. That's important because you don't want to rip it apart. You also don't want to like hurt the paper around the gloves because all of that would reduce the shelf life or the storage life later in the curing process. So we want to keep it intact as possible, so not hurting the glove or the stem, ideally for maximum shelf life. So as I mentioned, we're digging a little bit around, and then I just go in the middle here. We had a lot of rain, so it compacted quite a lot. So you can see here how deep it sits. And then eventually I pull it up. I'll try to shake as much soil of it as I can. With the skin, I'm careful, so I just rub it off on the bottom. And then I put it aside and carry on. Usually from the moment you have here the glove on the bottom, it's safe then to pull. There we go. Remove the bottom soil. This can capture moisture in the curing process. So you want to remove as much soil on the bottom as you can, because otherwise it risks mold. This is the harvest. We have the German red on the left side. Those have been always the smallest bulbs for me, and that is true for this year as well. Then we have the Spanish Roja, which turned out a little bit bigger than last year, so that is exciting. Then we have my bigger ones. Those are the Music. Then the ones which also always turn out large for me, that's the German hardneck. And then the chestnut red, which turn into a really cute red hue after a while. So they are really pretty. That is what 64 garlic bulbs look like. Look who is watching us from the distance. Hey Maggie. What are we going to do with this harvest is I'll bring this to my garden table. What we want to do is we want to dry this for a minimum to 4 to 6 weeks. What you want is really the top of the garlic completely dry off. So when you cut it through, there is no life in it. That is then when the garlic basically sucked in the remainder of the energy, which is in the leaves and in the foliage, back into the bulb for maximum storage life. This is really what you want to aim for. I typically put them in the shed or sometimes in the basement, but Mr. Grown in England works in the basement, and as long as they are wet, they do have a garlic smell to them. Once they are dry, or mostly dry, they don't smell anymore, but it is, yeah, some place where you can have a little bit of airflow, ideally dark and cool, or at least dry. So I'll keep them outside just for a couple days to let the majority dry off, and then I'll put them again in the shed probably. So I hope this video was interesting to you. If you're interested to see what I did with the garlic scapes, you can watch this video over here. But otherwise, yeah, let me know if you have any questions. You know, I love to answer any type of questions in the comments. Otherwise, subscribe and watch another video. Thank you.